Hello there, friends and sane persons, and welcome to another episode of Wednesday Whimsy. My name is Kyle, and Wednesday Whimsy is a short show that I do every Wednesday evening where I talk about a board game, a top 10 list, or some other board game-related topic, whatever happens to be on my mind. Well, for the last month or so, I have been doing my top 100 list, so I haven't been able to talk much about games that I've been playing lately, and so I'm excited to kind of be back into that swing a little bit. We go from one topic to another on Wednesday Whimsy. What I'm going to talk to you this time about is definitely the most played game of 2025 for me. This is a game that came out over the late summer, I guess, and it has just been such a hit with so many people that I really need to talk about it. This game is a reprint of the 2003 game Magical Athlete, and here you have it. Magical Athlete. So, I'll tell you a little bit about the game and tell you my thoughts. I guess I've kind of already spoiled that I really enjoy it, but we'll we'll get there in a moment. So, let me first open this up. All right. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Here we go. This should be now showing. Is this showing? There we are. All right, so what is it about? Magical Athlete is a very silly race game. You have you're going to be playing a few races, and you have these crazy characters that look like they're from a 1970s cartoon, and you're trying to I guess get in first place. It does not come with this podium, but it does come with those figures. You're trying to have the most points at the end of the game. There's not really a lot of theme. There's no reason why these characters are racing. They just are. And so you kind of join them in medias res, and that's it. Now, how does it work? Well, Magical Athlete is a sort of has a unique mechanism to it that's not been seen in a lot of games for a while. And that game is what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking a die, and you're going to be rolling it, and then you're going to be moving that many spaces. Occasionally, you might land on bonus spaces like this one. That means you're going to get an extra point, or you can land on a trip space. That's going to cause you to fall down and lose a turn. You might move forward if you land on a positive, on a number pointing to the right, or backward if you land on a number pointing to the left. So it actually has a lot of mechanisms from some fairly bad games, Chutes and Ladders, really any of the roll and move type game. It's got those mechanisms here. So, and that's part of what's so interesting about the game is it is that core game mechanism that everybody understands. Now, what's different here is that each of your characters is going to have its own special ability. Here we have the banana. Anybody that passes it will trip. Trip means lose a turn. The duelist can shout duel whenever someone's sharing its space, and then you roll dice and somebody moves forward 2 spaces. The hypnotist is going to warp people back. Someone's getting too far ahead, warp them back. So, I mean, there's just a whole bunch of weird special abilities, and that's kind of where the magic of the game comes, is these strange chains of interactions where, no ability is particularly complicated, but the sum sort of total of all of these abilities makes it very interesting. So you're going to start the game. Normally, you're going to draft a set of 4 racers. You'll put out double the number of players, do sort of a forward draft, reverse draft, and then you'll do it again. Each race, you're going to pick one racer to use. You'll go through the race. The first and second place positions are going to get trophies. Those trophies are worth points. And you keep going. The races get successfully more valuable. The first and third race, at least in the kind of core rules, is going to be on the mild mile, which is a generic board that doesn't have any special effects. And then the one I showed you before, the Wild Wilds, I think is what it's called, is going to be the other 2 races, and that has the special effects. At the end of the game, you're going to calculate all the points from whoever won the various races or got points through other means throughout the game, and whoever has the most points is the winner. That is how it works. So, what makes this game special? Well, the first and most obvious thing, the thing everyone's going to notice, is these amazing little wooden, screen-printed wooden meeples. They're all adorable. They're very easy to recognize, very easy to use. you see this baby here. She takes up the whole space, so she kind of forms a wall, and nobody can move onto her space. And it's nice because she's this triple wide meeple that's going to fill up the entire space. You've got all the other characters. They're functional. They don't. I mean, it could have been just a standee with a number or something, but instead, they are. They're all these nice little wooden characters. They're vibrant. They're colorful. They're reminiscent of something like Schoolhouse Rock or some other kind of educational type cartoons or other weird cartoons, whatever it may be. And it's just a very nice production and visually very striking. So that's the first thing that's special about it. The second thing that's special about it is, now, I mean, roll and move is not the best board game mechanism, but it is inherently easy to understand, right? Roll the die, move that many spaces. Because of that, this game is the most approachable game you can imagine. I mean, literally anyone can play. You don't have to have any game knowledge. And honestly, the way that I end up playing it, the only sort of aspect that's difficult for new players is to pick your racer. And so the way you solve that is just deal everybody 4. I mean, the game is so low stakes, it doesn't really matter if you drafted the perfect team. So you can kind of cut out that drafting phase and just jump in. I've been playing with some of the youth from church, and, first times we just sort of dealt out 4 cards, and everybody just played with what they got. And then we started dealing 6, and you choose 4 to keep. It's sort of ways to kind of improve the experience and the choice, but keep the game pretty simple. This game is so easy to understand. Now, you do need at least one person who's kind of good with procedure and good with rules to kind of make sure that all the special abilities happen as intended. But other than that, I mean, this game is really, it's such a low barrier to entry that it really improves it in my estimation. Third, I mean, I like the way that it elevates some otherwise bad game mechanisms. It makes them all fun. Nothing feels punishing, and it's interesting. Whereas in a sort of standard roll and move game, it would have been frustrating. And then also, everyone's always engaged. You're always kind of watching when your ability is going to come out, and so you're just always paying attention. Turns are lightning fast. There's not a whole lot of thought. You can play this with people who, bog down in decisions because there's really no decisions other than which racer you're going to pick for the race, and that's pretty easy. It's just a very playable game. And then finally, the special abilities are all fun. Some of them feel, I don't know how balanced they are, but they all feel fun. They let you sort of feel interesting. There's some that are very popular, right? They're easily going to be the ones that people glom onto. But whatever one you have, it'll allow you your moments of excitement. And when some power goes off that just shoots you to the lead, it's really quite satisfying. So there's a lot to love here. So where's the but? I mean, this game is very random, right? It's a roll and move game. You can't go into it expecting it to be a strategic masterpiece. It is not. It is a game that is it's for people who want to have a good time, want to have that good time together, and don't really want to think a lot. And, I have lots of friends who fit that mold, but I have several others that would prefer a more thoughtful experience, and this just is not that. It never will be. So, if you don't think that a silly light game is for you, you're probably right, and then you can pass this one by. Also, the card quality is fine. Each racer is represented by a card, and the meeple. The meeples are fantastic, but the cards, I start to notice some wear, but I've played a whole lot of this game, so maybe that's why. But honestly, this is real nitpicky here because I think the game's fantastic. So what's my final rating? Well, I mean, some days I would give this a 10. I don't know. I think it's a little too light for me to be a perfect 10, but it's pretty close. It's definitely a 9, and it's a high 9. And that's because I just think it's so much fun. I'm the kind of person who will play any game, and as long as somebody's playing a game with me, I'm happy. And this is one of those games that I can play with anyone. And everyone who plays it loves it. This game has yet to go off poorly. and it's a surefire hit, no matter who you're playing with, and no matter how experienced they are. You can set this up with serious people who are going to min-max it. Nah, they won't, but they'll have a good time. It's just really a fun experience, and it looks great too. I do have the original Magical Athlete. That version is not great looking, I guess is probably the best way I could say it. It's largely the same game. If I remember correctly, the character draft is a little bit different, but the game itself is. Here's a picture of the old one. It's definitely not nearly as vibrant, and it's just sort of got this brown track that you're going to go on. There's not really, if I remember correctly, the other side with the wild special abilities. Honestly, all this game really needs, not this one, the new one. All the game really needs is more characters. I think with more characters and maybe another 2 boards with different abilities, I think it would be perfect. And that might sort of pop it up from a high 9 to a 10. As it is, this is the kind of game I'm going to give away as a gift to lots of people because it is incredibly playable. I can't see, it's rare for me to find a game that I can hand to somebody and I can say, literally, this game will take 1 minute to learn the rules, and you are going to be playing and you're going to having a crazy but fun time. So highest praise from me for Magical Athlete. Honestly, it's a game you should try. Does everyone need to own it? Of course not. Nobody needs to own this game, but if you have a chance to play it, even the old version was lots of fun, but the new version is just so good. It looks good, it's available, and it's a lot of fun. So go out and try it. That's a 9 out of 10 for me. And that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for joining me for this discussion of Magical Athlete, a fun game that I think you'll love. I'm going to be back next week for some other topic, and I haven't decided what that is yet, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Until then, I'm going to wish you safe travels, courage when you need it, and I hope to see you back again soon for another episode of Wednesday Whimsy. Bye-bye.